Greetings, travelers! Welcome to a world of strange and wondrous things, creatures beyond wildest imagined, plant life that is living. The world lives! Join us in our adventure to a strange world on Thanksgiving! Strange. That is literally how this opened up. It opened up like an old... not B movie, like an old serial from like Adventure Serial, the Adventures of Doc Samson. Alan Quatermain finds King Solomon's mines. Join us, join Jaeger Clade as he adventures beyond the mountains. So, that's how this movie opened up. But this movie had no build up like to the title. It's just strange world. Join us, and his fellow adventurer Searcher Clade. Strange World. This is not a film that has been getting a lot of marketing or very good marketing. And after watching the film, I can actually understand why it didn't get the best marketing in the world. Not that it got terrible trailers or anything like that. The trailers were fine, but when you watch the movie, you realize it actually would have been pretty difficult to market this in a way that didn't give away a lot of stuff in the movie. And because there's not a huge amount of things they don't show in the trailer, but like the general twist of the movie, the general what's actually happening in the movie, what this world is about, that could not be shown in the trailer at all, because that is a legitimate reveal. But what did I think of the movie overall? Look, I rank this not in the level of, say, like Coco's Pixar, but Coco, WALL-E, that's all Pixar. But if we're going by like some of the more like Disney animation, this is not a Encanto, which was my favorite movie of last year. Encanto was actually my favorite movie of last year. That was last year, right? Yeah, that was last year. That was my favorite movie last year. That was my number one. This is not an Encanto. I'm trying to think of a couple other Disney animated films, not Pixar, that have come out recently. This is probably akin to something more like a Raya, which I liked Raya, but the more I sat on Raya, the less I liked it. But I still don't hate Raya. Raya's beautiful to look at. It's fun. It has a good message that's kind of butchered through character actions. But yeah, I put this more on the level of a Raya than an Encanto, but that's not to say it's not pushing the envelope again for Disney in certain ways. What you see in the trailer though? Again, I'll never give out a review. I'll never reveal anything that's not in the trailer. Jake Gyllenhaal is Searcher Clade, whose father, Jaeger Clade, voiced by Dennis Quaid, disappeared and ultimately wound up in this strange world. For 25 years. And really what it all boiled down to is he wanted to keep exploring. Well, he wasn't Jake Gyllenhaal, Searcher, was not an explorer. They found something that helped improve their civilization, but that something is under threat. So they have to go and try to find what's hurting that something, and along the way they wind up in this strange world. That is the gist of the story. And I mean, look, it's still pushing the envelope. I mean, and not that having an interracial couple is very, groundbreaking anymore or like that. But I mean, it's an openly interracial married couple. They have an openly gay son, which I was actually very surprised. Because I didn't know anything about the film going in except what I saw. I'm like, oh wow, they're going that route. Good on you, Disney. Again, push those boundaries some more. I didn't hear it. Granted, there was only 5 of us in the theater, which tells me this. Even though this is probably going to be number 2 this week, might not do very well. But then again, the Encanto didn't open up overly strong either, and it ultimately did make its money back. Plus, we got the entire family season coming. This one won't have any competition until Puss in Boots, so we'll wait and see what happens. But no, I was definitely surprised by that. I'm like, cool. So you got an openly interracial couple. I keep saying openly interracial. That's not the right term. You have an interracial couple. You have an openly gay son. An openly gay non-white son. So yeah. I mean, good on you, Disney. Push those envelopes more. I'm all for it. But yeah. So yeah, they're that's how they kind of. And by the way, I say they push the boundaries because it's not even really brought up that he's attracted to another guy. He brings it up to his grandfather, who's 25 years older than him, been stuck 25 years in the past, basically, And yet he has no problem with that at all. So I'm like, cool. I like the way they wrote that. I'll also say visually, this is a beautiful looking film. This film is very, especially when you get into the world, the strange world, it is vibrant. It is colorful. The designs of all these creatures are so unique. And I will not say the twist. Obviously, there is a twist, but there is. I didn't stop to think on it because I just didn't think on it. But when they actually started to explain stuff, I'm like, everything started to click together. Well, most of it started to click together. I still wasn't certain what some of them meant, but I got the gist of everything going on there. So that's great too. I will say this. A lot of these characters are fun. I like it. I like Searcher's wife. She's fun. I do. I mean, Yeager, Dan Quaid. He's a lot of fun. Jake Gyllenhaal's Searcher is fine. I love the dog. And the little splat thing's got a fun little personality too. But that said, and there's jokes that certainly work. I was definitely having fun. The messaging is pretty pretty on the nose though. It's like, hey, you're doing the exact thing your father did. It's like, oh no, it wouldn't bother me if it wasn't so blatantly obvious where they were going with that. But I'm like, yeah, that is a little, yeah. Like, you could have been trying to be a bit more subtle. Also, I'm just going to say this right now. This son pissed me off at points. Like, this kid's a teen. I get it. But he's making choices in a scenario where he should not be making those choices. Like you see in one scene, he's lost and he finds the little, I think they call Splat, the little blue guy there. He does this because his dad gets separated from the group. Well, they keep telling him, yeah, no, your dad knows how to survive. He was raised by your grandfather. He was an adventurer. He can survive on his own. And we have no idea what is out there. So please stay here. We gotta fix the ship is the best way we can find him, which was true. And what does he do? He just ignores it because he doesn't want to be a farmer. He wants to be an adventurer. His dad's a farmer and he's more of an adventurer. I'm like, wow. And then they have a fight later on and he just F's off into this, seriously, kid, read the situation. I know you're a teen and I know you're angsty, but this is just Darwinism taking place at this point. Like, you don't get to be on this planet if you keep making decisions like this. So stuff like that really annoyed me with the son. But then he does stuff. But then he's he's the middle ground between him and his dad and his grandfather, or his dad and his dad's father, Yeager and Searcher. He's the middle ground between them because he is kind of that, the melding of both worlds more or less. Which I appreciate, certainly. And ultimately, the whole story arc does come, I think, to a reasonable conclusion, I feel. I should also note, there's no real villain. Just when by the way, you think there might be a villain, it really isn't a villain. It's just misunderstandings and people trying to do the best they can. But there is no villain in this. The most villainous thing is probably stubborn idealizations of what you want in life. And I think maybe that might be the messaging here is that, this bullheaded, straight on forward until, straight on till dawn kind of mentality doesn't really fly. It doesn't really work when you have to try to balance your life out with everything else. Like, Yeager, the grandfather, lost basically his family because he was too stubborn about, trying to make a legacy for himself as an adventurer. Whereas Searcher is so hard pressed to not be his dad that he ultimately turns into his dad. And it affects his relationship with his son. These things are, I like what they do with it overall. It's not Encanto by any stretch. I compare it to Encanto because that's the most recent Disney film. Not Pixar, but Disney. But look, it's not Encanto, but it is still it's still it's confidently done. While it is kind of telegraphed, it is very kind of basic writing in many ways and parts. I still give props for what they were attempting to do. Because honestly, it's a straightforward story about fathers and sons wrapped in the fantastical of what's going on. But at the same time, he still could have done better. He could have done better. Look, I can't say. Oh, by the way, the dog, Legend, three-legged dog, he's awesome. I love Legend. I would be rubbing that dog's belly every day. But yeah, look, I like the film. It's definitely gonna be doing the best it can over the holiday weekend. It's not gonna be doing any better than it does over the holiday weekend, unless people go see it, recommend it, which I'm recommending it. It's a good animated film, first real family film we've had since, or animated, I'd say animated family film. First animated family film we've had since, I think since Legion of Super, or the League of Super Pets. I think since then. You can let me know in the comments below if I'm wrong in that, but I don't think I am. It's the first animated film since Legion of Super Pets, or League of Super Pets, which came out, if I'm not mistaken, when did that come out? That was months ago. Let's see here. League of Super Pets. Let's see if I can't find. Nope, where we go. Because League of Super Pets did quietly go on to make its money back, which good for it, by the way. DC League of Super Pets came out on July 29th. So we've gone through August, September, October, and now late November. Almost, literally 29th, it's the 24th today, technically came out yesterday. But he had nearly 4 months without an animated film. And again, I'm just racking my brains on, okay, wait, there was one called Luck that came out. But that did not get much review, marketing or anything like that, so I don't really count that. Yeah, honestly, we didn't get any other animated film since then. So, hopefully this will be able to rake in some box office before Puss in Boots comes out. Because really, Puss in Boots, it's a named IP. It's a beloved character. Honestly, the trailers look fun. So that's coming out on Christmas, or right around Christmas. So yeah, that's gonna be a giant nail in the coffin. Kind of like Wakanda Forever was a nail in the coffin, a momentum Black Adam still had. Black Adam's still making a little bit of money, but that was clearly a giant fist to the face. Either way, though, I like this film. It was fun. I definitely appreciate it, to be certain. I got nothing else to say. If you've seen it, what did you think about it? If you haven't seen it, I recommend it if you're looking for a fun little animated film. Until then, though, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I am going to see Glass Onion tonight, by the way. Because I had 2 days off, and I actually have money thanks to getting paid. My check was a little late, but it came in. Not that you need to know my finances or anything like that. But yeah, I got 2 days off in a row. I got multiple movies coming out this week. Of course, I'm going to see at least 2 films. I'm going to see Glass Onion tonight because I love the first Knives Out. And every time I'm hearing about this film, might actually be better than the original Knives Out. So, god damn it. And by the way, what do I want? Now I have to think of it. I really want to see it, but I might want to take my girlfriend to it, and she's not going to be back until Saturday. And because she loved Knives Out too. I'm like, I kind of want to take her to see it. But again, if I love it, I can just see it twice. So, we'll find out. Until then, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. And I'll see you folks next time.